So let's recap free agency. That's what we're going to do. At least the first wave of free agency. I do always love the second wave. There's still a lot of players out there. Should we hit on the top available that are left?
Okay.
To at least tell the fans who your team should sign. The thing about these players, a lot of times we're listing them based off of, not taking injury history into consideration, but maybe not to the level that teams are. We do take age into consideration, but there's always a few guys that are left who we're left scratching our heads about, and it's either just because the market wasn't as hot as we thought it would be, or because there's something off the field or injury-based that's happening. Who are the best available free agents now at PFF?
All of whom will doubtless sign in the 5 minutes after we record this podcast.
Quick, get it out there.
Ronald Darby. Ronald Darby, I think, is the clear number one. Was really the number one cornerback throughout the entire process. A guy that is young, is talented, can play in any scheme. I mean, we expected him to be among the very first hottest pursued free agents, and so far it hasn't really been there.
And it's the injury factor, I think, with him that has been the issue. So we'll see what happens with Darby. He did take a visit to the Kansas City Chiefs. Not sure what else has been going on with him. Certainly seems like a guy the Chiefs would be smart to take a shot on because of their dire cornerback situation. Who else we got? Let's just go through the top five.
Ndamukong Suh, Justin Houston, Eric Berry, and Shaquille Barrett are our top five as things stand.
So you got Suh, two former Chiefs, and then Shaquille Barrett. With Suh, we've mentioned over and over again, the guy plays 800 to 1,100 snaps every single year, which is incredible for an interior defensive lineman. Is he the guy right now? Maybe he wants to get paid like that guy, but teams are saying, look, just give us 500 or 600 good snaps, get after it. We won't pay you as much, but he could be that playoff mercenary for a Saints, a Patriots, maybe the Rams again for a year. Who knows, just for like another 1 year deal.
Right. I think the danger is when you accept that 1 year deal late in your career, the way he did with the Rams, you almost lock yourself into this cycle now of 1 year, $10 million deals to just be that mercenary. And there's only a limited number of those kicking around because it's a significant amount of your salary cap, of your cash, and you need to be in the market for a guy to come in 1 year and, lock a position down. That typically doesn't happen until later on in free agency when you get a better idea of the lie of the land, what you've already fixed. So I think Suh is just sort of sitting there waiting for the right suitor to come along.
My favorite old school 1 year deal guy was Ted Washington.
Yes.
380-pound nose tackle back when the whole league was trying to convert to a 3-4. So every year it'd be 1 year here, 1 year there. He went to New England, won a Super Bowl, and he would just play zero tech nose, play the run. Everybody knew you could plug him in and be one of the best run stoppers in the league every single year. But today's NFL, maybe it's the 1 year deals for pass rushers and guys that that's all they're going to do, go rush the passer because that's all that matters right now.
He's maybe the largest player I've ever seen. Late in his career, he must have been well north of 400 pounds. When he was in Oakland, he made Warren Sapp look like a child.
But he could still move a little bit.
Yeah. And this was Warren Sapp after he'd put on a bit of bulk as well.
Yeah.
He looked ridiculous next to Ted Washington.
Ted Washington, he had pretty much A-gap to A-gap range, essentially. But he could get there. He could maneuver there pretty quickly. And then Justin Houston's the interesting one. He's 30, still getting after the quarterback at a high level. Chiefs fans were so angry that he dropped into coverage like 40 times the last couple of years. He's still a pass rusher by trade, and somebody's going to bring him in for, again, 500 to 700 snaps of getting after the quarterback and probably getting some production out of him. But an injury history.
A lot of injury history, yeah. And I think that obviously scares teams away. The question is, how durable is he going to be if you sign him? Can you get any kind of multi-year production out of him, or are you trying to convince him to take a series of 1 year deals somewhere?
And then his former teammate, Eric Berry, released by the Chiefs. They replaced him with Tyrann Mathieu. I know Matthew's younger and healthier, but, man, Berry still might have something to offer. It didn't look great after coming back last year, but another one of those guys that's like 1 year removed from being pretty decent, a guy that can cover tight ends. Does he go to that specialist role and say, just play man against tight ends? That's your job. Go do it.
Well, he can do everything. That's what's interesting about him is he's shown he can play strong safety, play free safety, be the guy that man covers tight ends. He can do any safety role within a defense and potentially have a big impact. The question with him is, again, can you rely on him for a full season?